For understanding the lost units which are normal loss and occurred at the end of the process, here we have an example. In such situation, the loss will be separated and will be treated or spread or charged to only completed units, not to work in process. This is the difference between previous method and this method. In this method, we will calculate the cost of the lost unit and we will separate that cost, and that separate cost will be included or charged to finished goods inventory only. We will not charge that loss to work in process inventories. How we will calculate this and how we will treat this, look at over here. Citrus company use process cost in accounting for its production department, which uses two materials. Material A is added at the beginning of the process and is inspected at 90% stage. Material B is then added to the good units. The shortage of units is considered as normal and assumed as end of the process. We have assumed that these units are lost at end of the process. Ending work in process inventory is half completed. Company record shows that we have beginning inventory 1500 units, received from department A 12,000 units, transferred to finished goods 11,000 units, ending inventory 2,000 units. It means we haven't given the lost units. We can calculate that lost unit. And what is the cost summary? Beginning work in process inventory cost from department A, material B is 0. Direct labor cost is 2,360. Factory overhead are 2,750. For the application of weighted average method, we need this breakup of the cost. If we don't have breakup of the cost, we cannot calculate or cannot apply weighted average method. In first in first out method, we don't need breakup of the cost, but in weighted average method, we need breakup of the cost. Then what cost has been added or received in this period? We received 12,000 units in this period, and per unit cost which we have received is 4.25 per unit, and we have not calculated over here. We can calculate that cost by multiplying 4.2 with 12,000. So material A was added by the department B 13,370, material B 4,500, direct labor cost was 37,580, and factory overhead cost was 46,975. We will use this information for calculation and preparation of cost of production report when there is a normal loss which is occurred at the end of the process and is charged to the finished goods or completed goods only, not to the work in process inventory. First of all, we will calculate quantity schedule and equivalent units. For the quantity schedule, beginning work in process inventory given to us is 1500. Received in this period are 12,000. Total units are 13,500. Completed and transferred out are 11,000. Ending work in process inventory are 2,000. And because this figure has not been given to us, we can calculate that we can have 13,500 total units, which are this one. So when we make reverse calculation, mean 13,000 minus 11,000 minus 2,000, we will get 500 units. That is the balance of units, and which is considered to as lost units. For the calculation of equivalent units, we will have columns for each cost element. I have already explained that why we have columns for each cost element. You may consult my those videos in which I have explained the whole process or whole logic for the separating of these columns. When we have different stages of completion for different cost elements, we will have to make different calculations for equivalent units. That's why we prepare different columns for every cost element. First column will be department A, because this is second department, so we should have one column of department A as well, particularly in case of lost units, because adjustment of loss will be automatically made by doing this. This is done for the adjustment of loss, because if you don't have this, you have to calculate the adjustment of loss separately, and I have combined this calculation with this. That's why this has eased us or eased the student for the calculation of adjustment of lost units. So department A, B, labor and factory overhead. With respect to every cost element completed units are 100% complete and 100% cost has been allocated or consumed by those units. That's why we straightforwardly write 11,000 under all these columns. So we have 11,000 completed units and 2,000 units are still in process, and the stage of completion are different from each cost element. With respect to department A, I have already explained that all units, whether complete or incomplete, are 100% complete with respect to department A. That's why we have a 100% complete. 2000 multiplied by 100%, that is 2000. With respect to material A, at what time material A is added? Material A is added at start of the period. It means when we received start of the material, it means 2000 units have already consumed the material, that is 100%. So 2000 multiplied by 100% as per formula, that is 2000. For material B, that is basically added when the units are completed and to the good units. Because these units 2000 are half completed, so they have not reached the stage of addition of material B. That's why no material B has been added to these units. That's why they are 0% complete with respect to material B. So 2000 multiplied by 0% is 0. And with respect to labor, they are 50% complete. So 2000 50%, that is 1000. And with respect to factory overhead, they are also 50% complete. So they are also 1000. And now let's see the normal loss, which are occurred at the end of the process when we had made the inspection at the stage of 90%. As per rule, in this situation, when there is a normal loss but units are identified at end of the process, we will separate the loss. And this is the rule for separating the loss of the lost unit. We will include the lost unit in equivalent units. If we don't separate the loss, as in our previous case, you need not to include those units in equivalent units. So the point of difference is when you have to separate the loss, write these units in equivalent units. And when you have not to separate the loss, when you have to merge the loss with the good units, then you don't have to include those units in equivalent unit calculation. Here we haven't used equivalent unit calculation for lost units because we have not to separate the lost from these good units. But in this case, we have to separate that lost and we have to charge that loss to the particular class of the units. That's why we are doing that. So the simple rule is, if you have to separate the loss, include lost unit in calculation of equivalent units. And if you don't have to separate the loss, then you need not to include the lost units into calculation of equivalent units. Very simple rule. Here we have department A. When they were lost with respect to department A, they were 100% complete because material was added on these 500 units at start. So they have consumed that material. That's why they are 100% complete. Material B was not added to those units because they were lost units, and material B is added only to good units. That's why they haven't received any material B. So that's why they are 0% to complete. And direct labor and factory overhead were applied on 90% to these because 10% before application or using of 10% cost, they were lost. So they haven't consumed to 10% cost. That's why they are 90% complete. So 500 multiplied by 90%, that is 450 and 450. This basically gives us or this ratio is from the stage of completion when the inspection is made, because up to inspection they have used the labor cost and they have used the factory overhead cost in common understanding. Otherwise you can have 500 units over here 100% complete, because if you write 500 it means they are lost at the end by consuming everything, every labor, every factory over everything. They have completed the work, then they were lost. It means, so if such condition, you can have 100% figures over here, but I have used 90% figure because it may depend on the information given in your question, or it may depend on the you must say treatment of your lost units. If they are at the end, only just it is given that the units are lost at the end of the process and no inspection stage is given, then you will write 500 over here, 500 over here. Okay, total equivalent units are 13,500, 13,500, 11,000, 12,450, and 12,450. In this way we can calculate equivalent units in situation of when normal loss is at the end of the process.